I originally shared this story on r/Let's Not Meet subreddit, but several people suggested I post it here as well. This is something that's still ongoing, and I'd appreciate any thoughts or advice anyone might have. Almost a year ago, late August of 2019, I moved into a new apartment in another city. My mom had recently passed away from cancer, and I needed a fresh start. I moved in with my long-term boyfriend and one of our close friends, who's also our roommate. The place was perfect, only about 15-minute bike ride from my university, and everything we needed was just steps away. For the first month or two, everything was fine. Then, something strange started happening. Someone began ringing the doorbell at exactly 11:05 p.m. It didn't happen every single night, but often enough to unsettle me. Sometimes it was every day, sometimes every other day, or there would be a week or two of silence before it started again. But the timing was always the same, right around 11:05 p.m. Each time I would ask through the intercom who it was, and I never got a response, except one time, but I'll get to that later. At first, I brushed it off as someone accidentally hitting the wrong doorbell, maybe a neighbor's guest or delivery, but by the fourth or fifth time, I started feeling uneasy. The consistency of the timing made it clear this wasn't random. My boyfriend and roommate both work late shifts at bars and usually don't get home until about 2 a.m., so I was always alone when it happened. When I first told them, they didn't think much of it, assuming the person probably had the wrong house, or that I was just overthinking it. But the more it happened, the harder it was to ignore. Then came the night that changed everything. At 11:05 p.m., as usual, the bell rang again. I answered through the intercom and heard heavy breathing. Slow, deliberate breathing. I froze. My heart was racing as I kept asking who it was, but the only reply was faint mumbling or whispering, too quiet to make out. Then, silence. Whoever it was had left. I double-locked the door and sat there in panic until my roommate came home about a half an hour later. He could tell immediately that something was wrong. When the pandemic hit in 2020, both he and my boyfriend were home more often, and they finally witnessed it for themselves. The bell kept ringing around the same time. We tried watching from our balcony, which overlooks the main entrance of our building, but part of the view is blocked by a shop awning below us, making it hard to see who's at the door. No matter how fast we reacted, we never really caught anyone there. I even asked few of our neighbors if the same thing was happening to them. None of them had ever experienced it. A couple of weeks ago, my roommate decided to keep watch outside around 11 p.m. He stood across the street pretending to smoke, just to see if anyone showed up. Sure enough, he noticed a man loitering nearby, walking slowly around the building and glancing at our door. When the man realized my roommate was watching him, he quickly turned and walked away. We can't say for sure if it was the same person ringing the doorbell, but it seems very likely. Since that night, the doorbell hasn't gone off again. At least not yet. I'd like to think it's over, but part of me can't shake the feeling that it's only a matter of time before it starts again. So, to the man who keeps ringing my doorbell at 11:05 every night, please stop, and let's not ever meet. This happened during the summer of 1984. I was an 8-year-old girl, short, skinny, blonde, and my brother was 12, tall and lanky. We'd often walk down to the nearby shopping center where there was a Safeway and a hardware store to grab candy and sodas. The walk from our house usually took about 2 hours if we followed the main neighborhood roads, but if we cut across the golf course, it only took about 1. So naturally, we always took the shortcut. One hot afternoon, as we were making our usual trip, some golfers started yelling at us to get off the course. Not wanting to get into trouble, we sprinted off into the nearby woods and eventually made it back to the paved street. Problem was, we had no idea where we'd ended up. The neighborhood was huge, full of twisting roads, hills, and trees. We were completely turned around. I looked to my brother for guidance. He was kind of the survival type, always tinkering with knives, collecting old military gear, throwing stars, that kind of thing. If anyone could figure it out, it was him. As we tried to get our bearings, we noticed a man walking down the road. That alone was strange. It was a quiet, upscale neighborhood where you might see joggers or dog walkers, but not some random pedestrians. This guy stood out. Long brown hair, jeans, jean jacket, biker boots, a beard, a chain wallet, and a huge belt buckle. He looked like he belonged anywhere but there. Still, we were lost, and my brother asked if he knew how to get to Safeway. The man was friendly enough, told us to go up the street, take a left and keep going, said we'd hit it eventually. We thanked him and went the way he pointed, especially since it was the opposite direction from where he had been walking. When we reached the end of the street though, it dead-ended into a wooded area. My brother frowned and said, "That guy lied. This isn't right." We turned to head back, and there he was, walking quickly toward us, eyes locked on both of us. My brother did not hesitate. He yelled, "Run!" and took off into the trees. Behind us, we heard the man shouting,
"Come back here, you little fucks."
My brother was fast and athletic. I was tiny and couldn't keep up. He realized I was falling behind, ran back, grabbed my arm, and practically dragged me until we stumbled out into a familiar road. From there, we knew how to reach the shopping center. We ran the entire way, busting into the hardware store, and panicked. My brother told the clerk someone was following us and asked to use the phone. She ushered me behind the counter and had me sit on the floor while handing me a little white rabbit's foot keychain to hold for good luck. While my brother called her mom, I crouched behind the counter and looked out toward the parking lot. That's when I saw the man, again, walking past the store from the direction of Safeway, muttering angrily to himself. As he passed, I noticed a switchblade clipped to one pocket and what looked like a revolver tucked into the other. He was scanning the area, walking fast. We stayed behind, hidden in the store, until my mom arrived. When she got there, we told her everything. We didn't go to the police. The guy hadn't actually touched us, and we didn't think anyone would believe a couple of kids. We just considered it a close call. I never saw that man again. Eventually, my mom let us walk to Safeway again, though from then on, we always had to go in pairs. This happened about 6 or 7 months ago. I'm 26 now, and at the time I was 25. I'm married and I wear a pretty noticeable wedding ring. It was a Wednesday. I remember because that's when the grocery store near our apartments offers free pickup. My husband and I hadn't had time to shop the weekend before, and we were running low on essentials, so I ordered everything online and set the pickup for right after work. When I arrived, I went inside to grab my order. Near the registers, I noticed a man standing there, just staring at me. I ignored him and headed to the customer service desk to check in for my groceries. The employee went to retrieve my order, leaving me alone, by myself. That's when the man who'd been staring walked over towards me. I wasn't feeling well that day. I just wanted to get my groceries and go home. The conversation went something like this.
Hey,
Hi?
you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. That's nice of you.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Actually, I'm married, very happily.
That's okay. You want to go out?
No, I'm married. At this point, I took out my phone trying to end the conversation. He didn't take the hint. He just stood there, staring intensely.
You went to Michigan State, didn't you?
What? No, I went to Central.
Nah, you went to Michigan State. I can tell from your hair bow.
Oh, this? It's from Harry Potter, not Michigan State.
No, you went to State. I know you did. You wouldn't wear that if you didn't.
At this point, I started texting my husband, told him where I was, that some guy was bothering me and that he wouldn't leave. The less I looked at him, the closer he got. My stomach was in knots. My groceries felt like they were taking forever, though it had only been about 5 minutes. Then, out of nowhere, he opens a bag of candy. He sticks his hand in, doesn't take anything out, and shoves the bag toward my face.
Want some candy?
No, thank you.
It's really good. You'll love it.
No, I don't take food from strangers.
But I'm not a stranger. We just met, and I know you're from State.
I was completely creeped out by then. Thankfully, my groceries finally arrived. I paid quickly while trying to keep up small talk with the cashier, hoping he'd get bored and leave. He didn't. When it was time to head to my car, my heart was pounding. I was terrified he'd follow me outside. I grabbed my bags, walked out as calmly as I could, then sprinted to my car. I tossed everything in the back seat, slammed the door, and locked it immediately. As I pulled out of the parking lot, I saw him standing near the entrance, still watching me, eating his bag of candy. To the guy with the bag of candy, let's never meet again.